Hello everybody, I just wanted to pop in to go through a little bit of EFT tapping. EFT tapping stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. Some people may have heard of it, and if you haven't, if you've ever watched a wonderful documentary called Heal on Netflix, it shows where people who are sufferers of different ailments, diseases and illnesses chose to use EFT as part of their healing journey. And the reason they would do that is EFT is similar to the modality of acupressure and acupuncture. And the principle behind it is that your body is composed of energy pathways or meridians, and that they connect to the cells, to the organs, the thoughts and the emotions. An emotional freedom technique is based on an important discovery that a thought or a memory from trauma or stress can cause a disruption and blockages in the electromagnetic energy system of your body. And that when you tap onto specific points on the body, and when you have a marrying clearing statement that you use, or when you connect into the emotions that are causing you difficulty and you release them from this part of the body, then that you release perhaps future illnesses, and you also will release all of the feeling of the emotion that is attached to what's going on. So it was discovered by a guy called Roger Callanan. He was a psychologist, and he had a patient who was coming to see him. The patient had difficulty with water, a very bad phobia of water. His friend John Donovan was studying TFT, and together they discovered that he suggested if you got her to tap underneath the eye and see what would happen, because a lot of where she was holding her emotional energy around this particular phobia was in her stomach. And after having many sessions with him, being unsuccessful, after tapping under the eye whilst talking to him, she was able to release the emotion and she was able to release the fear in her body. So the EFT points, I have shared a chart, and you will see on the chart the different points that you tap on, but I will just go through with you very, very quickly so you have a knowledge of what it is that they do. So you have the top of the head here. The top of the head is what they would call, and I'm going to read them because there's quite a lot of them to remember, it's called your 100 meeting points meridian. And this releases your inner critic. So that lack of focus, the gerbil wheel thinking, it will allow you for insight, intuition, spiritual connection, focus, wisdom and clarity. The next one here that we have is your eyebrow, and your eyebrow is connected to the bladder meridian. So if you are holding emotion in your bladder and you get urinary tract infections, that's a sign that there might be a blockage there in this area. It releases around trauma, hurt, sadness, restlessness, impatience, frustration, and it will allow for inner peace and emotional healing. Then you will have here, which is the side of the eye, the gallbladder meridian, and releases rage and anger, resentment, fear of change and muddled thinking. It will allow for clarity, compassion and understanding. And then underneath the eye is the stomach meridian, which is where a lot of people will hold their emotions in their stomach. It's releasing fear, anxiety, worry, emptiness and disappointment, and allowing for contentment, love, calmness and feeling safe and all as well. So it's one people can use a lot, and when you're tapping along in the car, you can just tap in, I feel safe, I am secure, all is okay in my world. It's a really easy one because it's where a lot of people will hold a lot of things. So underneath the nose is called a governing meridian. So it's covering a lot of things such as embarrassment, shame, guilt, grief, fear of ridicule, powerlessness, fear of failure, psychological pains, and it allows for self-improvement. It allows for self-acceptance and compassion. So tapping under the nose in, I deeply and utterly love and accept myself, is one that works very well. Underneath the chin here is called a central meridian. So the points are around the similar discipline of acupuncture, except you're using your own hands. So the central meridian releases confusion, uncertainty, embarrassment, shame and second guessing decisions. It allows for clarity. It will allow for self-confidence and again for self-acceptance. Here is a very popular one. Here is the kidney meridian and the adrenalines, and it releases psychological reversal, worrying, indecision, feeling stuck and generally feeling stressed, and will allow for moving forward, confidence and clarity. So some people will suffer with kidney infections, and here is a good one to tap on. Here is underneath your spleen, and it releases guilt, obsessional worry, hopelessness and insecurity and poor self-esteem, and allows for clarity, confidence, relaxation, compassion for yourself and for others. There is also one that's here, which is the liver meridian, but normally in general people will just work down this area here, and additional to that they'll work on the hands too. The side of the hand is called the karate chop. Now I'm going to share with you an actual script so that you have your own script, or I can send it on to people if they like to send me their email address, and you have an example then of a script and you can modify the script to suit yourself. I'll also share the EFT tapping chart, and then you will have, as well as that, the knowledge of which and where to start with all of your tapping points. So this is a very simple, straightforward, quick tapping exercise that you normally, I would say to people, you know, in order to get effectiveness, you want to be doing it a couple of times a day, and you can do it in the car, as I said. It's really straightforward and easy. So what you want to do is you want to center yourself, and you want to be able to connect into what am I actually feeling. Am I feeling out of control? Am I feeling frustrated? Am I feeling fearful? And get to know what your emotions are. And sometimes in advance people like to do this on 2 or 3 different ways. They might meditate so that they get a sense of what they're actually feeling. They might have a feelings sheet where they have lots of different words, and they sit down and they take a look at this to kind of get kind of an overview of where they're at and write down their feelings. Because when you know what you're feeling, so connect with the feeling, not the thought. When you know what you're feeling, like what are you feeling, then you're in the place where you're like, okay, I know what's causing me, what emotion is causing me the problem. It's the feeling of anger, it's the feeling of shame, it's the feeling of out of control, it's the fear of the unknown. Then you know what you're working with, and then you know what you're tapping out. Don't worry when you're when you're starting off tapping and you're thinking, oh, what am I supposed to say? That actually comes to you when you're on your own and you're just with yourself. That naturally comes to you. It just flows. It's very interesting. Also, tapping is superb because you are talking it out of your subconscious mind, and then you're going to re-input into your subconscious mind positive affirmations whilst tapping on the specific point. So you're tapping on the meridian energy pathway that will be also linked and connected to the cells and organs, and you're talking through the emotions, the thoughts or the memories that are causing the difficulty. So you're combining everything together. Okay? So here we go, and we're going to use the lovely coronavirus that we're all experiencing and joined in together and going through this whole experience. We're going to talk about the different emotions that people have said that they're experiencing through this. So what we want to do is, before we start tapping and before we go straight to the top of the head, we want to center ourselves. If we haven't done a meditation and if we haven't done a feelings sheet, one lovely way to center yourself is to put your hands on your heart. And normally I would say to people to breathe in a couple of times and to just say the word with your eyes closed, love. And when you say the word love, love is a word of love. So you just feel centered into that lovely centered place of the word love. And that's coming from your heart energy. So you just breathe in and out. And you say in the word love. Next of all, after doing that a couple of times, there is 2 different things you can do. You can either use the word relax, and as you say the word relax, tap on all the points. You're then giving an automatic suggestion to your body, to your mind and to your subconscious to relax. Because if you go straight into the tapping on the subject matter, you're going into it in a state of frenzy. So you want to center yourself first of all, so that you have yourself nicely connected, and then go into what it is. Another way of doing things is to find something that is neutral territory. So something that you love. If it's the beach, if it is, for me it's Glendalough. When I go for a walk in nature in Wicklow in Glendalough, I'm gone. I'm switched off. I'm feeling totally connected with nature, the beauty of everything that's around me, the simplicity of it all. It's not attached to anything else. It's completely neutral, and it just calms me. Another way of calming you is to tap on all the points, saying what's called your happy place, your happy word. Another place that I love when I'm trying to kind of get myself back into the buzz of being happy again is Hawaii. I went to Hawaii once and I love it, and I'll just tap in the word Hawaii. It'll connect me and recenter me into the emotions that I felt when I was in Hawaii, and the excitement and the happiness. So everybody is very, very different. Everybody has their own particular neutral or happy word that they like to connect into, and something that gives them joy. Some people like to use their children. If you use your children, sometimes that can be connected with worry, or what if they're sick, or there's different things that can come up. So it's best to try to be as bland and as neutral with your word as you can. When I say bland, as in something as ordinary, but that's giving you a lot of peace. So those are things to center and to calm you before you go into your tapping. So we're going to say the word relax once, but just to kind of not delay the video too long, you'll get bored of me otherwise. But normally I would say to do it about 3 times. So tapping on the top of the head here, and we say the word relax. And then we're going to go to the corner of the eyebrow, and we say relax, relax. And over to the side of the eye here, relax, relax. And underneath the eyes here, relax, 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 relax. Underneath the nose, relax, relax, relax. And down here onto the kidney meridian, relax, and it's underneath the collarbone. Relax. And here we're going on to the side of the karate chop. Relax. 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 And we do that 3 times. And then we move into the emotions that we're feeling. So let's say, I'm going to do this off the cuffs. Let's see how I get on. So I'm feeling lost, feeling frustrated. Everything is feeling very controlled, feeling a little bit like don't know what's going to happen next, feeling fearful, a little bit worried about money, feeling lonely, missing everybody, feeling frustrated, everything's out of my control. Feeling bored, missing my routine, feeling lost. Wish this was over. Finding it all very strange. Feeling a little bit overwhelmed, listening to the news and the radio and social media. It's all everybody is talking about. There's nothing else to talk about because there's nothing else going on because we can't go out. Can't see people. I'm missing the connection of hugging people, of embracing people, of the warmth that I normally get from giving hugs. Missing feeling freedom. Feeling very controlled. This is very unreal. feels very strange. Not knowing what to do. Wondering how long this will go on for. But everybody is in the same position. And together we support one another collectively. I am not alone. Everybody is going through this. I do not have anything to fear. I take care of myself. I am safe. I am in a very safe and loving environment. I am very blessed. I am lucky. I am learning to go within and rest. I am grateful for the rest. I am grateful for the time with my family. I am safe. I am secure. I am provided for. I am loved. This makes me feel calm. I am not alone. There is no loneliness. I have family. I have friends I can connect with on FaceTime and phone calls. I'm sharing in this experience with everybody. I am provided for. The government is providing for us. They are supporting us. They are helping us. Yes, there is change, but I am not alone. I am safe. I am secure. This too shall pass. And when it does, I am excited to see what humanity has learned. I'm excited to get my first hug. I'm excited to share companionship in the future again, to go to my first social outing. I'm excited with what this will bring for humanity, for the environment. This will be a new exciting change when we all come out of it with a lot of learnings. We will value human connection and interaction and freedom. This too shall pass. It's not forever. It is for the time being, and in that time being I will grow and I will learn, and I will use my time to grow and learn and connect within. This too shall pass. I am safe. I am secure. I am loved. My freedom will return. I am grateful for all I have. I accept the unknown. I accept it teaches me to release the need to control. I am not in control of this. Nobody is. I am learning to be in a state of acceptance with the unknown. I am safe. I am safe. I am at peace with this. This too shall pass, and when it does, there will be many learnings. Namaste. That's a quick tapping. At the end of it, I would always say to people to recenter into their heart, breathe in the word love in and out 3 times. And yeah, that's it. That's just a very simple, made up tapping session off the cuff. Could have been an awful lot better, but when you're doing it, you can't do a script because it just it's too structured and organized. I hope that helps people. If you want me to do a one-on-one to you, I am available. I am not working at the moment. I would love to help people. There is many different things that I do, such as neuro-linguistic programming, life coaching. I can help you work through your belief systems, your values, your goal setting for the future. Anything else like that that you need. Tapping for anxiety and stress. I'm currently learning QTT as well for doing releases on anything that you want emotionally in relation to any stresses or traumas or anxieties. So yes, I am here to help you all, and I look forward to connecting with everybody, and thank you very much.